Yes, I'm doing a tier list. Yes, I'm the lowest scum on Earth. With out of the way, thank you for tuning into my tier list of every exotic weapon in Destiny 2 as of June 2020. This isn't a tier list of my favorite exotics, but rather what is good and what has made a significant impact to the game. I want you to hear the second line again. This isn't about what the best DPS weapons are, but rather what weapons have changed Destiny and Destiny 2. This isn't a definitive list, and my thoughts will probably be all changed by next Thursday, so do take this video with a grain of salt. Now, to make sure I don't feel too bad about making a tier list, I'm not going to use the S to F tier, but rather a number-based system. So we're going to go from worst to best, number 67 to number 1. Now, let's get to the video. At number 67, and the worst exotic in Destiny 2 is the Jotun. I can already hear some of y'all clacking away your keyboard saying, but Alpha, the Jotun is great at Crucible. It's basically a rocket launcher that uses special aim without auto locks. And that, I say, exactly. The only people worse than me making tier lists are people who use Jotun in Crucible. They can all die. That's a joke. You can kill a person with Jotun, but it'll cost you your own life. They shoot you with the Jotun, but then you kill them. Then 2 seconds later, it auto-locks, swerve around every little corner for 5 miles, and then bam, it kills you, and you're dead. I personally hate this gun. But Alpha, you said that this tier list isn't personal. I lied. It is a little bit personal, so you're going to have to deal with it. Number 66, we have the Queen's Breaker. What is the exotic perk on this gun? I don't know. Do you? It's a linear fusion rifle with 0 love. The sound it makes sucks, and I can't remember the last time I ever felt emotion when seeing this gun. Actually, I can't remember the last time I ever felt any emotion. Number 65 is the Prospector. I think I used this gun once, and it's when someone told me during a Riv encounter when grenade launchers were meta, hey, why don't you use the Prospector? I used it, and it sucks, and I never used it since. Number 64 is Prometheus Lens. Now, don't get me wrong, I love trace rifles. They just seem so cool. But this one's just boring, except for the flavor text. It has Cade, and I love Cade. Number 63 is Malfeasance. For those of you who don't have it, please don't go out and get it. I hate Gambit for reasons I don't have time to explain in this video. And basically what you have to do is find a super rare boss in Gambit and kill it and win, do a bunch of random chores, and then do a nightfall. This takes a while mostly because of the rare boss thing. After that work, you get what? A gun that does absolutely nothing. Yay! You have to hit an enemy 5 times for it to do good damage, but the thing is the enemy has to survive 5 shots. So, a primary hand cannon that is only effective against orange bars? Isn't there something called, oh wait, an energy slot in guns like fusion rifles and shotguns? They're supposed to kill this type of enemy? 62. Cerberus +1. I know it's okay close range in Crucible, but why not just use a shotgun or any other weapon? Number 61 is Skyburner's Oath. This gun is the best bad weapon. It's made an impact on Destiny Uni because it's a meme. Though it is really bad, so I had to put it low. Number 60 is Black Talon, a sword with a projectile attack. This sword always was boring, but now that we have Temptation's Hook, which is the same exact thing but better, what is the point of this weapon? I don't really know. Number 59 is the Heir Apparent. I've never seen anyone use this gun, and it's super forgettable. Number 58 is the Deathbringer. I've never seen anyone use this gun, but it looks pretty cool, so it's above the Heir Apparent. Number 57, the Wish Ender. Now, this quest, when I was in the Shattered Throne, it was really cool, and I enjoyed doing it. It's also pretty cool to use this in Crucible and get the see-through walls perk and kill someone, but other than that, it's a bow and it's not that great. Number 56 is Devil's Ruin. It fires a freaking laser, but it sucks. Number 55 goes to Arbalist. Now, I know this gun is pretty good in Crucible, but the sound it makes is so annoying. Just listen to it. Number 54 is the Sturm. I know you got the Sturm, Drang, Combo, and Crucible, but it's a sidearm and a hand cannon. What if someone's more than 5 meters away from you? You're kinda just straight out of luck at that point. Number 53 is the Lumina. The legendary counterpart to this gun, the Rose, is better than the gun itself. Number 52 is the Bastion. Now, don't get me wrong, the quest for this gun and the maze it was hidden in definitely left an impact on the community, but the gun itself, not really. Number 51 is Tommy's Matchbook, a really bad auto rifle that if you aren't already being killed by every other weapon out DPSing you, it starts damaging you as well. Fun! Number 50 is the Sunshot, which is a really cool gun with great ornaments that is just overlooked because of other guns that are meant to kill ads. But seriously, the ornaments on this gun are some of the best in the game. Number 49 is the Wave Splitter. Its exotic perk is that power levels fluctuate over time. Wow, so much fun. Number 48 is the Two-Tailed Fox. Basically, if Gallahorn had a child that had social issues and then decided to become a furry. Number 47 is the Leviathan's Breath. The coolest bow in Destiny. Don't even fight me. But it's just not that great. Other than knocking Callus off his chair. But have you seen the bow? It has freaking suspension and a chain, and its arrow tip is like massive. Number 46 is the Crimson. Believe me, I've tried to love this weapon, but it recently, after Forsaking, got a huge nerf, and now it just feels weak. Number 45 is the JUJU. Now, I didn't play much Destiny 1, but I heard this was a D1 weapon. It looks cool, and the quest for it was fun, but basically any other pulse rifle is better. Number 44 is the Monte Carlo. I know some type man be like, no, it's my favorite because I can punch people and Monte Carlo method or whatever, but it's not a great auto rifle for basically anyone. It's DPS, it's just very lackluster. Number 43 is the Monarch. It's a bow that doesn't one-shot. None of them do. They all suck except for Trinity GHOUL. And I know this one lets off a little cloud, but when's the last time that really did anything? Number 42 is the Colony. I still have nightmares about this gun from year 1 Crucible. I swear those freaking nanobugs could fly. Number 41 is the Borealis. This weapon can switch between different elements to better deal with enemy shields, and it's pretty good. Why isn't it used more? I don't really know, but no one uses it, so it's here. Scuttling into number 40, yeah, that sounded way too creepy. Number 40 is the Rat King, the only sidearm that managed to actually have a use. As a meme, yes, but a use nonetheless. Number 39 is the Lord of Wolves. I'm sorry, I know this gun is worse than every other shotgun in the game in Crucible or whatever, but it sounds, looks, and feels so good. I had to keep it high up. Warlock skating into number 38 is World Line Zero. No one uses it. It is paying to get, and it isn't that good, but have you seen speedruns when people use this thing? It's kind of crazy. Also, it looks really good. Number 37 is the Merciless. Now, I know no one uses it, but remember way back when all snipers were heavy, when this gun was the DPS gun. This gun is old, but dang, I remember the good old days. And also, the color palette looks so good. Number 36, 35, 34, and 33 are all of the exotic scout rifles. Now, my ranking on these are Polaris Lance at the bottom, then Mighty Multi-Tool, then Symmetry, then Jade Rabbit. But honestly, they're all so close, I can't even say for sure. Number 32 is the Teraba. Yes, it's the worst rated exotic. Yes, Risk Runner is better, but it isn't as bad as people say it is. Number 31 is Telesto. Same backstory as the Merciless, but it's also used in Crucible, and thus it had a greater impact on the game. Number 30 is Thunderlord. This was the first machine gun added to the game, and it really left an impact. The people don't use it as much anymore, it still is a great machine gun. Number 29 is the HUCKLEBERRY. Not many people use this weapon, but it is the second best exotic submachine gun. I also love the name.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Number 28 is SUROS Regime. I know half of you use SUROS in every Crucible map, but it just isn't good, plain and simple. I'll show you a good auto rifle in Crucible higher up on this list. Number 27 is the Fighting Lion. You wanted Wendigo or Mountaintop? You use the Fighting Lion. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. It just is iconic as an exotic one way or another. Number 26 is Ariana's Vow. This weapon is great for barrier champions and in Crucible. This gun is sweet. A hand cannon that's basically a sniper. It's awesome, man. Number 25 is the Hard Light. This gun is a good auto rifle and it looks pretty good. Kinda boring though. Number 24 is the Cold Heart. Now, I know that this exotic perk is legit. It's a trace rifle. But for the Eater of Worlds, it was the best for getting Argos' crit spots. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just know that in the raid layer, Eater of Worlds, almost everyone uses this gun. Number 23 is the Truth. This gun rocked the Crucible world. An auto-locking rocket launcher, we all rioted, and then it got a nerf. It caused a lot of uprest, it was very impactful, and that is why it's so high. Number 22 is the Legend of Acreus. This is one of my favorite shotguns, and I use it a lot. It looks and feels great. Number 21 is Thorn. For a while, this gun was all over Crucible. People were making builds, YouTubers were talking about it, and it made a massive impact on the meta of Crucible. Number 20 is the Vigilance Wing. During year 1, this weapon was all over the meta, but since then, it had laid dormant. Recently, a buff came to it, and now people are using it again. Number 19, this is gonna annoy a lot of people. It's the Last Word. This gun has always been good, and recently got an insane buff. This gun, like Thorn, shifted the meta radically, and made a great impact. Also, a weapon that is only good in hipfire, that's pretty cool. But sadly, I'm a console player, and this gun just isn't as good as it is for people who play on the PC. Number 18 is the Fourth Horseman. This is a personal favorite. Walking up to a yellow bar and then just deleting him is so much fun. The only thing it deletes more than bosses is your special ammo reserves. It's not funny. It's serious. Number 17 is Wardcliffe Coil. Come on, if I say name an exotic rocket launcher, you have to say Wardcliffe. It was just PvP meta for the longest time, and is still constantly used to this day. Also, remember the insane glitches this gun had? Infinite ammo, infinite shots, it just was crazy back in the day. Number 16 is the Risk Runner. This gun is just plain old fun. Keep damaging, keep doing damage, don't reload, and have a great time. Number 15 is Darcy. When the Scourge of the Past came out, this was the gun against the final boss. It still is a contender for some of the best DPS, but after the nerf of Well of Radiance, it's fallen from its greatness. Number 14 is the Trinity GHOUL. Now, I always loved this bow, and I used to use it all the time. But after the recent buff came to it, people are talking about it a lot more. But just know, I always loved this weapon. Number 13 is the Sweet Business. This is the gun I was talking about that's better than the SUROS regime. Now, I'm not quite sure which of these videos is coming out when, but I have a video on the Sweet Business that either coming out soon or is already out. This gun absolutely shreds, and I don't know why people don't use this gun more. Number 12 is the Graviton Lance. This is definitely more of a personal entry, but I used to use this gun all the time in year 1 Crucible. Great damage, great range, great looks, and boys, it shoots a freaking black hole. Number 11 is the Chaperone. I'm writing the script shortly after the Slug Shotgun buff came out, and it's this high for 2 reasons. That buff, which is absolutely crazy, and the fact this gun was used a lot in high-level gameplay, and it shaped the meta for a while. Also, it's super fun just clicking heads with this thing, and also just listen to that reload sound. Now, onto the top 10. 9 of these are damage weapons for raids, and these weapons have changed the entirety of Destiny forever. Number 10 Xenophage. This was the first machine gun to actually be used a lot. It also makes the user feel like an absolute god. Slow firing machine gun. Each shot feels like a torpedo, and it made a huge impact on the raiding community. Number 9 is the Wither Horde. We're currently living in a time when this is the meta, or maybe a couple days ago, depending on when this video comes out. This week, when this weapon does whatever it does, it will be remembered. Number 8 is 1000 Voices. This was the first raid exotic to come to Destiny 2, and though it wasn't great when it first came out, it certainly made a difference. I still don't have this weapon, and I've opened about 40 chests. I've also never gotten Terraba or Anarchy with 10 and 30 chests respectively. It had a buff recently, and it's been used a lot since. Number 7 is Tractor Cannon, the OG DPS. It was the basis for almost all modern DPS strats, and it deserves space on this list. Number 6, and the only non-raid weapon in the top 10, the Ace of Spades. This gun, it changed PvP forever. Its DPS combined with its perk combined for the love of Cade made this weapon a beast in Crucible. Back in Forsaken, everyone uses gun, and it changed Destiny forever, both gameplay wise and story wise. Number 5 is the Sleeper Simulant. Before Darcy, Whisper, Izanagi, this was the basis for all modern sniper rifle DPS comps. Good for Argos, Callas, Dogs, Lanterns, and the Bass Encounter. That guy in Spire of Stars. Sleeper was the man for it all. Also, Gambit. Do I have to say anymore? Number 4 is Divinity. This gun is basically a must for any DPS comp, other than swords. It was the first raid exotic in Destiny 2 that actually wasn't luck-based, and is why it's the first raid exotic I ever got. It really just changed raiding forever. Number 3, Anarchy. This gun was probably the first raid exotic to be constantly used. At the time, 1000 Voices wasn't as good as it is now, and this gun was used for all types of crazy stuff. It was used to glitch first and second phase of Crown of Sorrows, Morgoth and Last Wish, and I think even Callus in the Leviathan. It made a huge impact on the game, and that's why it's so high up on this list. Number 2 is Izanagi's Burden. This is the most influential special weapon in Destiny 2. It changed Destiny forever. When Well of Radiance was the king, this gun was the queen. It deleted bosses like thralls, and the quest was actually quite fun. Though it's fallen from its royalty, this gun will always be remembered for how crazy it was, and still is. On to number 1, which you guys probably clicked on this video to see. This weapon has changed Destiny forever, and it's by far the most impactful weapon in any looter shooter. Its very name strikes a core in every Destiny player, and it is of course the Black Hammer, aka the Black Spindle, aka the Whisper of the Worm. Unless you understand Destiny, it's hard to say the impact this weapon had. It was meta from the day it was released. Only when Well of Radiance was good was this thing not the king. This weapon was the first to come to Destiny 2 that was acquired from a secret quest, and people immediately fell in love with it. I mean, look at it. It looks powerful, and it dang well is. This is the exotic weapon. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked this video, please go check out others I make. If you think all my other videos suck and this is a good one, tell me so I can make more videos like this. I have a video about the sweet business coming out soon, so if you want to see that, consider subscribing. With that out of the way, tell me what you would have changed on my list, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video.
See you next week. Thanks for watching. Good night!